All right, welcome back everyone. This activity is called Delicious Dimensions with Mr. B. And for this one, you're going to need your maths book, a ruler and a pencil. So if you don't have those things, you better pause this video right now and go and grab them. All right, let's have a look at our learning intention and success criteria for our lesson today. Our learning intention is to work out the meaning of dimensions for rectangles. And your success criteria, you'll be able to label any rectangle with its correct dimensions. Let's start with something delicious. Okay, this is a birthday cake. It's got no candles on it right now. Some delicious looking yellowy gold icing on it. You can decide what sort of cake it is. All right, this is a lovely big long rectangular cake. And just imagine for a moment that this was your cake for your birthday. It got set down on the table in front of you, and you stood up to blow out the candles. You looked right down on top of the cake, and what shape would you see? Well, hopefully you would say that you saw a rectangle when you looked down on top of it, just like this one. Okay, so we're looking down on top of our cake. We can see the rectangle. Now, what are the dimensions of this rectangle? Well, the first dimension is actually this distance from one side to the other along here, okay? And that first dimension we call length. All right, I know you know that word, but just so that you know, that's that longest side of the rectangle. It's always the longest side. It's called length. So from there to there, or also, I guess you could say from here to here is the same as well, isn't it? It's length of the rectangle. So I wonder what this distance here is known as. This dimension here is known as something else. Do you know what it is? It's the width. Okay, so this is how long it is, this is the length, and this is how wide the cake is. So this is the width of the cake, and the width is always the shortest side of a rectangle. And that gives us our two dimensions of the rectangle. Okay, that's why we can say that a rectangle is a 2D shape, because it has these two dimensions. That's what 2D stands for. And length and width. So every 2D shape has a length and it has a width. All right, let's keep on going. What about if we took that cake and we turned it around on the table, and now, so it's facing a different direction. What are its dimensions now? Now before, this vertical line was the width, wasn't it? But look at it now. Now that we've turned it around, it's still now the longest side. So we have to call that the length. Okay, this is now the length. Even though we've turned it round, it's still the length, and therefore the top one is still the width because it's the shortest side. So that's how wide it is, and that's how long it is. So don't get tricked with rectangles that turn around. Okay, the length is always the longest side. The width is always the shortest side. All right. Now I think it's probably time for you to have a turn. So this is what I want you to do. In your maths book, I want you to draw 3 different rectangles. And try this. Make one long and skinny, one short and fat, and one a more regular shape. Okay, you'll need your ruler for that, so you can draw nice straight lines. And then I want you to label the length and the width of each rectangle. Remember, the length is the longest side, and the width is always the shorter side. Okay, how wide it is. And when you've finished, you need to show your teacher to complete this activity. Okay, if you've done that successfully, then they'll be able to say that you have mastered this and achieved the success criteria. So away you go. Do that now, and that's the end of the video. So enjoy your activity.